Legendary Pokemon are fascinating, aren't they? They're known to be the most powerful creatures, and they're also really rare and hard to find. There are over 50 Pokemon that are of this type of breed, this type of legendary status. They basically have different mythologies, stories. Some have like different reasons of being born. Some are man-made. Some are of its natural existence. Some rule different spaces, like the social world, Giratina or Mewtwo, how he was made from Mew's DNA. Rayquaza, Arceus, the god of all Pokemon, the birds, Latios, Latias, and more. I could name so many more. They're also in animes, and also the very first episode of the Pokemon anime, like the very first release like in 1990, in the 1990s, I believe, like Ho-Ho, how you see him, you can have eternal happiness, to grant any wish you want. Jirachi, the Wishmaster, Registeel, Registeel. There's so many legendary Pokemon that I don't really know what most of them are, or what most of them do. Just their mythologies and stories, and you discover everything new about them and how like they're in your journey and how they're rare to find and really difficult to capture, but when you capture them you feel the satisfaction, and they're just amazingly cool and really interesting. So without any further ado, ladies, gentlemen, and trainers of all kinds, I'll be naming my top 5 legendary Pokemon. Taking the number 5 spot is the Pokemon Jirachi, introduced in the 3rd generation. Its natural dex has been 385. It is the Wish Pokemon with the ability Serene Grace, and Serene Grace basically doubles secondary effects such as chances of maybe getting burned is increased, paralyzed, any type of secondary effect side your move does. So if you move has a chance of burning somebody, maybe 5%, it might increase double that to 10%, or maybe paralyzation, or maybe basically getting hacked, basically doubles that. Which if Jirachi could learn, if Jirachi was competitively used, you could maybe do a move that has a chance of burning it, maybe even more or anything. But competitive reason is not the reason I like Jirachi. It's because of overall its design, how it looks really cute, like a little star, and basically being the Wish Pokemon introduced in the Hoenn region, I believe. And yeah, Hoenn, he's a Hoenn Pokemon, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. So a Hoenn Pokemon able to grant any wish you have. So in one of the movies I remember watching as a kid, one of the Pokemon movies, is Jirachi was introduced. Basically, the trainers asked Jirachi as a wish to see if it was really a wish Pokemon. They asked for candy and food. To be honest with you, if I was thinking about this one time, if Jirachi was real, honestly, I would ask Jirachi to find the cure for cancer. I don't know why, but I asked Jirachi, could you possibly give me the cure for cancer? Or if cancer doesn't work, I could ask for lots of candy. I mean, I get diabetes, sure, but hell, it's a lot of candy, right? Just for free. This Wish Pokemon, he's like a childish type of Pokemon that just wants to play around with his wishes and his powers, and his little third eye, I think it's pretty cool. When people try to take Jirachi's power, his third eye opens, and the movie definitely made me like Jirachi. Overall, his nice little star-like design and his wish powers overall, it's really, his body design definitely does serve as what he really does, a star, right? A wishing star or whatever, so that is why Jirachi is in my number 5 spot. On to number 4. And taking the number 4 spot is the Pokemon Raikou, introduced in the 2nd generation, and its dex number being 243, the Thunder Pokemon with 2 abilities, Pressure and Volt Sword, which is hidden ability, which is the ability that interested me most because 1/4 of its HP is healed when it hit by electric type moves. So no way is any cheese or any Pikachu hitting that thing with a Thunderbolt and expecting to do any sort of damage in any sort of way, which I definitely do like because that really interested me, because I was like, an interesting thing, because don't you think all electric types when hit by electric type moves should at least be healed in any factor anyway? But it has an ability for that, which really is cool. And I feel like Raikou, I don't know if it's one of the underrated, but it really does feel underrated because in Soul Silver, that one guy who obsessed over freaking Suicune and kept chasing it all over the freaking region, and you have to help him catch or whatever. I can't remember his name, but can you remind me in the comment section below if you do know his name, because I haven't played Soul Silver in so long I can't remember any of the characters' names that much anymore. Basically, an Entei, well, due to its recent popularity, Cypher. So basically, it managed to get that. So with Raikou, it just feels so underrated because I don't see people liking Raikou a lot. I definitely do like his Thundercat-like design. If anyone remembers that show Thundercats, whatever, they used to come on TV, Raikou definitely does remind me of that kind of guy, like that guy. So underrated. It's a cool ability. Its overall design, its little fangs, its purple thing, which is definitely why Entei is the number 4 spot. On to number 3. And to the final three is the Pokemon Deoxys, introduced in the third generation of Pokemon. Its natural dex number being 386, the DNA Pokemon with the ability Pressure, which basically lowers the user's PP by 2 instead of 1. So basically if you use a move that has a 30 PP and you just use it, basically lower it by 28, you should have 28 left instead of 29, which basically is like a risky type of ability, so you shouldn't always spam the same move over and over again, especially if it's like Giga Impact or something, because trust me, you're going to run out faster than you think. So Deoxys is overall a space Pokemon with different forms. Its attack form, which is the current form being shown, which is my favorite form, the speed form, the regular form, and the defensive form. It's basically like a space type of Pokemon found in meteorites, which definitely did interest me. Its mythology interested me most of the Pokemon shown so far. So it's basically a space Pokemon, it's meteorites and everything. It has multiple forms you could transform to, which I never did own a Deoxys before. I'll be bluntly honest, I never owned a Deoxys before, and I wish I actually did own it back in the Leaf Green event, but I was pretty young, so I can't really remember the event. I don't think I've ever done a Pokemon event before in my life, like, where you have to go to GameStop or EB Games and do the event. I don't think I've ever done that before. Hopefully I could do that with maybe the Omega Ruby Sapphire game when the event comes out, except for the Torchic event in X and Y. That's the only one I've ever done, but the previous events I've never done before, and hopefully I could do more of those when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire come out. So it's basically its whole mythology, its whole different forms. Attack form is my favorite. Basically, its stats vary on its form, so basically all of them are the same number. Its base stats roll are all the same, but with different forms, each of them, like for example, attack form, its attack is the most, and the defense form is defense the most, but attack is lower. So basically, it's all switcheroo type of ability, which I definitely do like. So mythology, whole different forms. Color scheme is pretty dope too. Design is pretty cool too. And its whole DNA Pokemon, which basically take different DNAs and everything, which interested me. So that's why it's in the number 3 spot. On to number 2. And taking the number 2 spot is the Pokemon Lugia, introduced in the second generation of Pokemon's natural dex number being 249, the diving Pokemon with 2 abilities, Pressure and Multi-Scale. Multi-Scale basically reduces damage when the HP is full, so basically an Ice Beam is not doing a lot of damage, it's basically going to do half of the damage it does to any fire type attacks. I thought Multi-Scale was for like Dragonite. Dragonite is one of the Pokemon Multi-Scale, I believe, so basically a Blizzard won't do as much. I thought it was only like when you half your HP maybe won't do, but I guess it's when your HP is full it won't do a lot of damage, so maybe you feel like half Multi-Scale won't be useful. So it's basically a one-time use, basically, so you better use it well. So Lugia, its overall legendary Pokemon in the second generation games. I can't believe Silver, I believe Lugia was in Silver. I never played the second generation games. I started with basically Leaf Green and third generation. Third, 4th, 5th, and 6th were the generation games I played, so I'm not sure, but I remember in Pokemon Soul Silver he was there, and definitely like with his moveset, I definitely loved it. I remember when I caught Lugia for the very first time, it was with an Ultra Ball, and then multiple times I would always keep failing to catch it, so I would just close my game, or I would kill it by accident. I would just close my game and just do it over and over again. The hassle to catch Lugia was immensely high. I feel like my blood pressure would just go insanely through the roof if I didn't catch this thing, and like before I went to bed, whatever. So I just kept trying to catch it. And overall, I remember using it to go all the way to the Elite Four, and it was really powerful. And just overall, his like nice like little design and how in the Pokemon movies he's seen portrayed as pretty cool and badass. So overall, it's just a really dope looking Pokemon. It's freaking like I believe a Psychic type. I can't precisely remember. I think he was a Psychic type, probably with his Psychic type moveset. I know Aeroblast was one of his moveset. I can't even remember what type he was. I'll probably have to search that up later on. But just overall, how much of a hassle he was to catch, and when I finally caught him, the satisfaction, and plus he's a diving Pokemon, which is just a cool type of name for it. Ability pretty decent, I suppose. Not the best ability for Lugia, I guess, but it's a hidden ability, so what can you do? Alright, on to the final number 1 spot. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is the Pokemon Giratina, the Renegade Pokemon introduced in the 4th generation of Pokemon's natural dex number being 487 with 2 abilities, Pressure and Telepathy. Telepathy basically is an ability that will not take damage in double battles or triple battles. Why did they say it like that? So basically, Surf or Muddy Water, any of those moves will not hit Giratina. Hit the other Pokemon will not hit Giratina, which I did find interesting. I really did that because I didn't know there was an ability like that. See, I'm discovering new things every day about Pokemon, I suppose. And this little snippet of story interested me. So basically, Arceus, this is how I think it went. So Arceus banished Giratina to the Distortion World because of how powerful he is and how much of a threat he could be. So I'm imagining Arceus versus Giratina. Yo, Pokemon animators need to make that happen. Arceus freaking versus Giratina, that'd be cool. So the God of Light versus the God of Dark. Yo, that would be just, oh my lord, I would love that. And so he's so powerful, he kept in that realm forever where he would not be able to escape which is why Platinum came. Which I wish I owned Platinum, yo. If I knew that simple story as a kid, I would have immediately bought Platinum, bro. I'm just gonna play Platinum after this, bro, because I just want to see Giratina for the very first time. I've seen Let's Plays of it and everything. It's like the distortion world is basically the world upside down, opposite dark realm and everything, which is interesting to me. So that he's like a Shinigami, basically. I would imagine being a Shinigami, a Death God type, but that'd be incredibly cool to say he was like a Shinigami or something. You imagine that? Wow! Just overall, he has two different forms: the flying form and his other form, which he does bow with. I cannot remember the official name for the forms, but he has two forms. And a little snippet of story, the design, the form, the ability. What is there not to love about Giratina introducing Pokemon Platinum, as everybody knows that he's in the cover of Platinum? And it's just that little snippet of story. I'm not even sure if it's true. I just made that up just now. Who knows? It could be true, but who knows? If you've enjoyed this video any shape or caliber or any form, be sure to check out my channel at youtube.com/PlasmaRPG and subscribe to it. Also check out my countdown videos, which I have a playlist for your view entertainment purposes. And I also do different type of videos like manga reviews, previews, and all that type of anime related stuff. I also do Let's Plays. I did Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix, and I'll be doing 2.5 as well. And also check out my Twitch, the main part of this reason. Also, I interact with you guys a lot, do thumbnail reviews, chat with you guys a lot. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on at my Twitter PlasmaRPG. I discuss a lot of animes I'll be watching, and basically you can have a fun-filled time. And also subscribe and follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.